Yeah. You know it? Freebirds! Yeah.
Going all the way, all the way.
Watch how these pieces get moving like Hasbro. You know ain't no con in these raps, so I'm trying to be calm when it comes to the cash flow. You know talking till I die from the city we ride, no matter the outcome. You know when you out, watch your mouth in the jungle, a lot of them never escape from. Agent J when I bait some, 28 in my bag like I'm Freddie T. Agent K when I'm holding the city down, blocking all of the haters like Tony B. It's our year every year, if you quoting me, we gon' see on the field. They know the county, I scream it wherever I go. When I bleed, I just see black and teal. Feel like Brunel when the plays is in action. Every line that I flow always solid, that mean I ain't worried about pockets collapsing. He may go all the way, running the X's and O's, gotta love how it happens. You ain't part of the gang, I ain't gotta explain why we ain't got no room on the wagon. MIT is the Army, the Navy, the greatest is Jimmy and Keenan, the ultimate package. Ooh, never can care how you feel. You are now in the mix with the men and teal. Nothing but facts inside these conversations. Keep it 100, the law of the nation. With all the smoke, we can meet at the bank. You know the location. Executing the play when the ball cross the plane, that's the game. Hit my little celebration. Then all I can hear is them saying, yeah. Then all I can hear is them saying, yeah. All I can hear is them saying, ooh. You know it? Yeah. Freebirds.
Welcome to the Men and Tell podcast. I am your host, Agent J. And as always, rocking with my main man, Mr. J to the I to the M.B.O.
Oh, and
you are now in the mix with the Men and Tell.
Yes, sir. Ski J.
J.I.M.B.O.
Happy Men Until Thursday, brother.
Yes, sir. Happy Men Until Thursday to everybody.
Yes, sir. Bro, it is a dead period, but it has not been dead for the Jags. What? Bro, we got some stuff to talk about, bro.
I'm telling you.
I love it, bro. I love it. Man, shout out everybody tuning in tonight. Everybody on the socials, everybody in the chat, man. On Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, man. We just appreciate all of y'all for coming and hang out with us. Man, do us that favor. Hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe, hit that follow button, man. Get this out to other Jaguar fans because y'all already know we keep it real. We keep it teal. Tonight, bro, we got a special guest coming through. One, Mr. Travis D. Holmes from Big Cat Country and the Duval Die, part of the Believe Network.
Yes, sir.
You know, my guy, man, you know, he's got his press pass. So he's in the trenches, you know what I'm saying? He at the podium asking questions. So yeah, man, we go get his take on the seasons and on the offseason and the happenings thus far. And basically what we think gonna happen going into the season. Get to the chat real quick though. Got Daryl as always in the chat. Salute my brother. Let's go. Robert in the building. Duval. Chad. What up, baby? Duval. Go Jags. Let's go, man. Michael in the building. Let's fucking go. Duval. Bro, I always get hyped to see Mike in the chat, man. Devin, my brother. MIT fan. What up, my brothers? Duval. Robert says he knows that Strange is ready. Yes, and we are going to talk about it. Mile High Jaguar in the building, bro. Always good to see you, brother. Let's go. And Flareon, my guy. Duval. Dollar shout out to Strange getting a duffel bag. Let's go, bro. I love it, man. Mile High says Travis is the man. Love his analysis. Yes, bro. Yes. So he'll be on in a few minutes.
You know what the D stands for?
I don't.
Determination. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
I don't. We should ask him though. When he hops on, we should ask him. But yeah, bro, let's kind of kick it off. Let's get into it. First off, shout out to Travis Etienne. They started doing NFL Top 100, and Travis made number 96. Travis made number 96. Damn, why is that? Wait. Did you hit the wrong button? Did you? That's crazy. I don't know if he's laughing because he thinks 96 is ridiculous, or the fact that Travis was on the list. If he's laughing for the fact that Travis is on the list, I think that is ridiculous. But
I mean, hey, bro, it's a top 100.
Yeah, I mean, you don't think he played top 100 last year?
Yeah, I think so. What I'm more perplexed about is where the fuck that blunt just went. It was just a single blunt in the pack, and now I don't know where it is.
Bruh, I saw you smoking it backstage.
That's cap.
I ain't gonna do you like that. I ain't gonna do you like that.
We say anything's on these recorded lines.
Hey, I mean, bruh. I feel like his number said it. He was a 1,000-yard rusher last year. 7 rushing touchdowns. Because what do you have, like 5 or 6 passing touchdowns last year? Let's see what you got going on, man. All right, Travis Etienne, 260 attempts, 1,107 yards rushing, 7 touchdowns, 40. He accounted for 48 first downs. He had a 46.9 success rate. His longest run was 71 yards. I believe that was week 1 against Carolina. He averaged 4.3 yards a carry, 65.1 yards a game. We know that the run game fell off like kind of after week, I'll say 5. In the playoffs, they were gashing the Bills. If I had one critique for Coach Cohen is, if we're talking about leaning on edges, when you see something gives you an edge in the game, you need to spam that shit. And I know there was talk last season about in certain games, like you should have ran the ball more, should have tried to run the ball more, should have took more time off the clock by running the ball. I think Liam is he's super aggressive. I think he's highly intelligent, but I also think he's super aggressive. And sometimes just being super aggressive can make you do dumb things. And so I hope if he took anything, because, this team does self-scout itself. If they took anything from last season, I hope when he looked at himself through the lens of self-scout that he said, okay, hey, sometimes I don't have to be the big brain. I can just do normal football things here. Like, take time off the clock, run the ball more, especially when it's being successful. He in the passing game, Travis Etienne was targeted 52 times, 36 receptions, almost 300 yards, 292. Averaged 8.1 yards per reception, and he had 6 touchdowns. So he had 7 rushing, 6 receiving touchdowns, man. For running back, bro, you accounted for 13 of this team's touchdowns. So, me personally, I think Travis definitely belonged on the top 100 list. I mean, I guess we can argue higher or lower or whatever, but I think there shouldn't really be an argument for him being on there or not to be on there, in my opinion. Hopping back up in the comments, Duval T in the building. What up, fellas? What up, dog? He says, I miss ETN. I wish him well in New Orleans. Same. Michael says, let's go, ETN. Let's go, ETN. Jimbo, we know you go stand on business about ETN. You already know, bro. I didn't even want him to leave. Daryl says, would he still be on the list if he would have re-signed with the Jaguars? Absolutely. Well, obviously, I don't know, but I feel like he would be. But I'll tell you somebody else who should be on the top 100 list. My main man.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Hey. I didn't even know he was gonna do that. So wow. Travis, welcome, brother. How you doing,
bro? I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. And yes, Travis Etienne would have been in the top 100 on the Jags or not on the Jags. I don't think that made much of a difference. But what's going on, Jay?
Hey, man, I can't call it, man. It's Thursday. Weekend about to start. It's been hot as hell in Jacksonville. Oh, man, I can't call it, but
about to get all the rain. So I think it's gonna rain like 5 days straight coming up, man.
Hey, give it to us.
I'm so pissed off. Ruined my father's day got ruined. They got pushed to this weekend. Now we're gonna have to push it again because we're supposed to be going go-karting.
Oh
man.
Well, I'm sorry, but we work outside, so we welcome.
The man said prepare for a large flood.
Yes, sir. So yeah, Travis, you just heard us talking about ETN, just giving him a shout out for making the top 100 at 96.
Well deserved.
Quick question, if you had to guess any other Jaguars you think are going to make the top 100?
I mean, I have to say that's nearly I don't want to say guarantee, but I'm gonna say guarantee. So I think you're not going to have any less than 3. I mean, between Devin Lloyd, Travis Etienne, and Trevor Lawrence. The 4th is the question that I've been all over the place on. I knew a Jacksonville Jaguar offensive lineman probably deserved it. It was going to be Ezra Cleveland, but there's no way that that's going to happen. Right. I just guard play, and generally, like, you got to be dominant for multiple years to even be on the forefront of the mind of the NFL players and everybody who's talking about the top 100. But realistically, you may have a chance to squeak in there if you're talking about in that 85 to 95 range, maybe Josh Allen, but even then, I don't know, because not double-digit sacks, and that makes it tough. So probably those 3, and that's about it.
Well, he was top 3 in pressures, and they've been seeming to put a big emphasis on his pressures. I know.
Who's they?
I'm about the finishes.
Who's they that you're referring to, though?
The stat guy. When they talk Josh Allen up, that's what they go to.
If you have to talk about pressures, it's because you can't talk about sacks.
I don't disagree.
Like, if you want to add on pressures and be like, hey, man, this guy's top 5 in the league in sacks, and also he's great in pressures, then you're having a real conversation. But if you feel like pressures has to be a significant part of the conversation to kick it off, you're probably fighting from a losing position. And that's just kind of where I'm at.
Yeah. How about this name, Antonio Johnson?
I mean, I don't think that's possible. It's such a small sample size of when he started like balling out of control. Because you're talking about, what was it, the last like 6 games, something like that, that he was a top 5 safety. But it's a small sample size. It's no different than Parker Washington. If you think Parker Washington, I think Parker Washington has more of a resume to actually have that argument than Antonio Johnson. But it's just not going to happen for a safety, despite the fact that he had 5 interceptions last year. He
was rated the number one safety though. In the league.
Rated by who though?
Yeah, I was about to say PFF or whatever.
Yeah, it's PFF. You're right.
Got to do it again. If he go out there and go get 6 more interceptions, he'll be top 60. He'll probably be top 60.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's usually how that works with the top 100. It's not always because they talk to the players during the season.
Mm-hmm.
So there's stuff that hasn't even happened yet, and guys are putting their votes in for the top 100. They're putting their top 100 in around Thanksgiving, if I'm not mistaken.
I know that was how the like the coaches votes, and it was something else that took place last year that it always happens around that time. But I don't know if it was a top 100 or not. Like I forget the timeline. But you may be right on that. And if that is the case, then it's a much easier conversation because you're not you haven't even seen the vast majority of his interceptions that took place, towards the later part of the season. But again, that's my big thing is it's just sample size. It's too small.
But I will say this, scheme matters. Scheme matters. And the reason I say that is because in 2023 in Mike Caldwell defense, we saw the splash in the pan from Antonio Johnson.
Sure.
And we couldn't wait to see him on the field in 2024. Well, Jay has coined the term for this, blame the black guy on Mike Caldwell. They get him out of here. We get the Ryan Nielsen bullshit. And and he looks lost out there. But outside of Trayvon Walker, the entirety of the defense looked lost in that Ryan Nielsen defense. So
and most of those
to see him back in a zone, and it was like, okay, that's what we saw in 2023. I don't know. I concede to the small sample size, especially if it's the way Jay said it is. Like, people start putting names in, late in the season. But
it's a worthy bet from your perspective. I'm actually landing where you're landing. It's a worthwhile bet to bet on Antonio Johnson to actually be what we saw the flash in the pan, quote unquote, be in 2025 because of that history that was packaged from this 2023 season. Not significantly different than Devin Lloyd. We saw the flashes of him playing in the Mike Caldwell defense, and you're like, man, I think he might be on to something the next year, and then he falls off because you're going to a different defense that's just not leading to his strengths, having eyes on the quarterback. Then you get right back into another zone defense with Antonio Johnson being a guy back end and a front end guy who can kind of move all over the place because that's what he was in college, a box safety who can kind of do a mixture of all these things. And voila, he's good again. That's a good bet to make. But I still want to see it. It's proof of concept.
No, 100%. And just because you brought up Devin Lloyd, I have been making this argument that Devin Lloyd, I think Devin Lloyd is good, but he's only good if you utilize him correctly. I'm sorry. I think he's great when you utilize him correctly. I think he's a good football player, but you didn't see the type of production he had in 2025, except for the first 2 months of his rookie season.
Great is a high bar for me. So I'm not going to give you so much pushback on that one word, but I'm going to say he was a good safety. He was an instinctual safety linebacker. He was an instinctual linebacker. And from that perspective, I'm like, all right, cool. He's going to shut down the middle of the field as far as the passing game is concerned. In the run game, he was more physical than I had ever seen him on tape in 2025, and I would give him mad credit for that. I still just had questions on whether or not that was going to continue moving forward because he still wasn't like collecting the sacks. He wasn't collecting the tackles. They didn't use him in a way to like consistently rush the passer as far as that's concerned. So it really was just in the passing game, those few PBUs, but mainly those interceptions, big, huge, game-changing plays. But outside of those times, it's like, all right, what else is he going to give you when you're talking about, 15, 16, $17 million per year? I get it. So when you talk about great, that's what I'm talking. I'm talking about Fred Warner, great. And maybe not that guy, but in that range.
Just the sample size of the totality of the year that he had. I agree with you that the numbers, because I've also said this, the numbers are kind of misleading. Like if you just see the numbers and you didn't watch a snap of Devin Lloyd or just saw the highlights, you would say, oh, that dude's like Fred Warner. But I would say he had if Fred Warner is S tier, he had the A tier right underneath it of the type of season, but because of how they utilized him. Prior to last year, I saw a number saying that he went from basically going forward, going towards the quarterback, he went from like 8% of his snaps doing that to 6. It was either 16 or 8 or 18. Mm-hmm. So they doubled him moving forward. Yeah. I've always said, watching his college tape, that's where he really shined at.
Sure. I'm in agreement. Like they understood their players very well, both on defense and offense, and they coached and played and ran their schemes to their strengths.
I mean, we talked about it. We talked about it on the show. Hey, a lot of that production happened first half of the season, like because it's like the interceptions look good, but it's like, damn, if you could have, I guess, and it's hopeful wishing. But how about you if you can get us 5 or 6 interceptions on the back half of the season, and games where, and maybe in that Houston game, I mean, I don't even know if he didn't. He might not.
Yeah, he didn't play. I don't think he played in that Houston game.
I didn't play the Houston game, but you played in the playoff game, and like that's when I need you to get an interception. That's when I need you to be that elite player, like you said, where we got to pay 15, 16, 17, 18, even more. However, I mean, I know he took what he took where he went, but
there's two sides of this coin, right? And I want to be honest and transparent and be fair to both Devin Lloyd, Travis Etienne, and all those guys. There's two sides of this coin because on the negative side, both Travis Etienne and Devin Lloyd had one heck of a start to the season, and both of them tapered off after the bye week. For the most part, like Travis Etienne still was heavily involved in the passing game, so I don't want to put him in the same category as Devin Lloyd, but in the ways that you would expect him to be able to kind of carry the offense in the run game, that didn't happen for Travis Etienne. And from Devin Lloyd's perspective, as far as shutting down the middle of the field, you could make two different arguments: one, that he wasn't getting the interceptions, but also two, because you could make the argument, hey, man, folks were avoiding the middle of the field because this guy had shown you who he was over those first 7, 8 games. And they were just like, all right, middle of the field shut down. Let's do something else. There's an argument to be made, both sides there. And then the second part of that, to, again, the benefit, or we'll say the giving Devin Lloyd grace, we'll say the safety room having all the issues that they had in that middle section of the season also probably did a disservice to Devin Lloyd and his all-pro campaign, because he had the opportunity to probably keep that pace a little bit longer if they didn't have that Eric Murray injury, if they didn't have Dewey Wingard out there struggling for that middle portion of the season
especially against tight ends.
Before we saw Antonio Johnson take that leap, because all of a sudden, if you got this happening, then they don't have a reason to risk throws in the middle of the field. They can just keep staying a little bit. They can just throw away from you, treat you like Dion at linebacker, I guess.
We saw Daniel Jones did some Daniel Jones shit and threw it right at him. He threw it right to him.
Well, it was another pop out. I mean, it was very, very similar to the goal line interception against Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, but look, and that's the thing. You don't expect Patrick Mahomes to make that play, but I expect Daniel Jones to do. That's all I'm saying is, it's like, damn, I forget that. Yeah, right in the middle of the field.
Well, a lot of the quarterbacks in the NFL, like Brock Purdy talked about it. I'm gonna say week 7, 8 last year in one of his like, it wasn't post game, but it was like a midweek interview. And he was like, dude, I don't think folks understand how often we throw blind. And that's not an exact quote, but it's kind of a paraphrase. Basically, he's throwing with trust. He's throwing expecting the guy to be.
I know this is the play. You're supposed to be here. I'm going to trust you to be here. I'm just going to let it go.
And I'm throwing there. So if you have a linebacker who's showing you one thing, I'm showing you we're playing cover 2, or I'm showing you we're playing cover 4, and all of a sudden this is actually man, and I just did one of them quick spins, and I'm in the spot where you just don't expect me to be, because I'm throwing to a spot where a guy's supposed to be. Right. Like, it's just, you're throwing blind, and that's a lot of those schemes, whether it's Shanahan and even some of the like the McVay with the play action, you're going to get a lot of that, whereas the quarterback ain't expecting you to be there, and he's trusting that his receiver's going to do everything right. He's trusting that he read the scheme right, and he just got tricked. Pat Mahomes said that in his post game. I just got tricked. I thought it was going to be this. It was that.
Right. This is what they've shown on film.
I hadn't seen it.
I thought I had it.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. No, I totally agree. Real quick, man, Duval T, as soon as you came on, Travis, we got Connor in the building, the homies.
Oh,
what up,
Connor,
bro?
what's going on, bro?
Connor, you're next.
Yeah,
you're next, man. You
that
and Flash.
Joker out at training camp, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely. Daryl says D. Lloyd has good instincts and made a lot of impact plays. He did. Now, look, I'm not saying this to shit on Devin Lloyd, but I feel like the later, like the Mahomes and the Daniel Jones, those were instinctual interceptions. You know, the two he got against San Fran, I mean, that was really a bad pass over the middle of the field. Like it was I think it got tipped.
Talking about the Christian McCaffrey one?
No, the Christian McCaffrey one, McCaffrey like bobbled it and it ended up hitting his shoulder.
That's a hustle play.
That was a hustle play. That was a hustle play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then but he had a lot of things and this is why I attribute it more to the scheme than Devin Lloyd overall as a football player, because a lot of those things he was just in the right place at the right time because that's where he was supposed to be.
So you can make the argument. All right, I think, I don't know if you're doing it on purpose or if this is just how it's coming across, but it feels like you in making that assessment or coming to that conclusion is speaking from a place of hurt. And what I mean by that is, if that was LaQuint Allen on a kick return, who just happened to be hustling from the moment that ball is that ball lands in the receiver's hands, all of a sudden you're like, oh, that's a hell of a hustle play. That play only happened because he was hustling the entire time. But then with the Devin Lloyd situation, you're like, well, it's not a great play. It's not as great of a play because he didn't pick the ball out. He didn't fool the quarterback. He just hustled the entire play and continued running and caught the ball.
Yeah, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I'm going back to the statement of if you just kind of look at highlights or just look at his stat line, you would be like, oh my God, this dude is Fred Warner. That's my thing. But if you watched it, it wasn't the majority of it wasn't Fred Warner-esque. Fred Warner is one of those guys where he takes the ball like he's taking the ball away. Again, he still had to get possession of it. I'm not taking that away from Devin Lloyd.
Yeah, bro. Rasheed Mathis got all them interceptions, bro. So shit. If he can
wait. You better calm down. And we are not going to besmirch the great Rasheed Mathis in Duval County.
Hey, this is his take, bro.
This is a Agent J anti-Rasheed Mathis stand section of the podcast.
That is the only reason I wear 27, brother. Like, you had to calm down.
Hey, I love the city, man. And you got to catch them. Your job is to catch them. You have to catch them. But that year where he set the franchise record for interceptions with 9? And I think he led the league.
Yeah.
Hey,
my boy got 30.
Well, he has the franchise record with 30. He has 30 total.
With 30 total.
Yeah.
So,
anybody else close to the next guy has like 15.
Yeah, was that Jalen Ramsey who only played a couple years?
Ramsey's like at 9, bro. Ramsey's like 5th. I was looking at this the other day. That's how much I like. I'm here for Rasheed Mathis. No. It's Rasheed Mathis. It's Aaron Beasley. I believe it's Donovan Darius at that point, and then you got like Jalen Ramsey like 5th. Like,
yeah, I mean that makes more sense too though because them they stopped throwing at him here. And AJ Bouye was the recipient of a lot of was supposed to be Jalen Ramsey interceptions. More than likely could have been Jalen Ramsey interceptions.
Man, we are not going to besmirch my guy. No.
What I'll say is, like I said, you got to catch him because if you on defense and you catch the ball, it's an interception. Now, if I were to go pull up every one of those interceptions, if I wish I had the film on them, then it'd be like okay, but he got it, so he got it. So I'm gonna be cool. I mean,
30 interceptions. You can't like you could diminish. You can be like, all right, man, the dude got 3 interceptions. All right, that was a great year. All right, cool, whatever. 30?
Yeah, but 30. He did the 3. He did the 3 interceptions for like 6 or 7 years, and then he had 9.
You sound like folks talking about Josh Hines Allen in his 18 sack season. That's basically what this is.
Yeah, but at least he was a double. At least he was like he had done a double digit before. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying when you go 2, 4, 3, 3, 9, 3, 2, 1, 2, like you get to 30.
I mean, you just
Well, hey, listen,
you sound like a hater for me. I ain't gonna lie to you.
This is a complete Jay take. I tell him, I'm like, bro, don't do this. Even when we're
now with the man and Teal.
That's when you take to the grave, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, that was my unpopular hot take.
Yeah, definitely
about the Jacksonville Jaguars. We had a segment about just popular hot takes about popular players or players that people love in the franchise. And that was my hot take. Like, I love Rasheem, bro. It's beautiful, bro. You from the city, you went to Bethune. They drafted you, come home, and you get the thing. You get
what I'm talking about,
bro. You had Elise Neal. I used to watch that show every week with her and Dwayne Martin. Like, what are we talking about? Rasheem was the man. Rasheem used to come to Regency. He brought you bringing LA actresses to Regency Square Mall. Yeah, I love Rasheem.
Yeah, however,
but you just think
I'll never forgive you for what you did to Reggie Nelson, Rasheem Mathis. You don't want to talk about that, Travis.
What did he do to Rasheem? Oh, what did he do to Reggie Nelson?
You fucking tried to ruin his career early.
What am I missing? Did I forget something?
Well, you remember they played together, right?
Sure.
Well, this was towards the end of Rasheem's Jaguar days. It was, I think, his last.
So before he was a Lion.
Yeah, when after he had lost a step a little bit. Well, not even really lost a step, but Rasheem Mathis wasn't best known for
not his speed.
He wasn't known for. He's not like Richard Sherman. He wasn't known for the speed. He was just known for the intellect and the instincts.
Well, Rasheem had speed, but he wasn't known for his tackling. That was that was the worst part of his game, was bringing the guy down to the ground. So when Reggie Nelson never really got to play how he played at Florida. Maybe that's coaching, but I put it on from watching Reggie Nelson make all those plays in college to having to really kind of cover for Rasheem a little bit, because you got to help bring him down. If you go back and watch, I wish I had just any highlights.
So you blame the cornerback?
No, you can't. You need to blame the franchise for letting Donovan Darius go, not letting Double D play with Reggie.
Well, I don't know how we just got to this Common Core math. Yeah, this Common Core math to get us here, but I'm like, how you blame him?
When Reggie Nelson went and played with any other comparable or good defensive back, he was balling out in the NFL for a long time. The things that were happening when him and Rasheem were together, he would have been out of the league. When he gets away from it all, he has a 10-year career.
No, I put that on the Jaguar. I'm not putting that
on the regime. That's on the organization. That's on the surrounding coaches and everything else. But
I put it on. They don't trust Rasheem Mathis having to guard Reggie Wayne and all them and every other weapon that he had to guard at a certain point in time without having some help to make sure that this is a secure thing over here. You're a great cover. It's great. You're going to be there when the ball gets there. We hope that you get an interception or you get a PBU. But if the guy catches the ball, that's when everybody's like, "Oh, fuck." Because I would
have to go back, bro. I would have to go back and relook at all this to even come to this conclusion.
I used to watch Rasheem whiff tackles, miss tackles, get stiff arm, get shoved to the ground. They used to get physical with Rasheem, and that's how people would win against him.
I mean, well, that's a lot of cornerbacks though. They're not generally paid. They're not generally paid to tackle.
I know, but when you got Peyton Manning picking on your ass every goddamn year for twice a year. Like, yeah, I'm happy you got them 9 interceptions, but you got a couple of them off Peyton, and there was just some ducks. It was good. You got to go get it. It's Peyton. He's one of the greatest. So you keep that in the trophy case. But like I'll die on the Reggie Nelson hill. Reggie Nelson was never allowed to grow as a Jaguar because the cornerback play was terrible at the time.
So you call him?
I'm going to bring flowers to your grave.
We had
the hill.
This man says I like Rasheed Mathis, but he's basically calling him Trevon Diggs, which I think is crazy.
I mean, shit, bro. I mean, I'm saying the defensive back, it was bad, and I blame who was supposed to be the best corner. Like, I'm not going to blame Derek Cox. Like, come on, you're Rasheed Mathis. This is Derek Cox.
I mean, one guy is one corner and a safe. I can't get into this argument with you. I'm gonna let you have it, bro. You got it.
Back to the topics. Robert says none of us thought he'd make the 53 last year. Talking about Devin Lloyd. That's why he didn't get an option or a tag.
No, they just knew they didn't want. They saw. I feel like they saw enough. I think the front office saw enough. Honestly,
I think they did see enough. It was like,
I mean, I think they would have paid him if it would have come down to a reasonable level to make it work. I mean, I think that's with anybody. It's always about costs. Like if you were to tell me that
I think Devin didn't want to be here.
I think Devin wanted to be paid. And yes, I don't think he necessarily wanted to be here. And I can't say that that's because I've heard anything or anything along those lines. I just think he thought he was going to get paid even more than what he got paid. And it didn't matter as much where he was versus the paycheck. And I get that too. It's a job. Folks forget that all the time, that this is a job at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a little sticking to him because they didn't pick it up.
Well, nobody was going to pick up an option for a Mike linebacker, bro. When the franchise tag for the linebacker is based upon a lot of those pass rushing style linebackers. That's a different conversation.
I mean, yeah, to me, that just doesn't negate how he would feel about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he still feel a way.
I would hope that you got people in your ear, like your agent and your family and everybody else who can explain that difference to you. That's an issue with the franchise tag in general.
But guys will put that on. They're gonna use that as a chip. Like,
right.
So it's not like it to take it to heart. Like, oh, I'm sad. Like, oh, I'm gonna be petty about it. But hey, y'all didn't think that I was worth that. I'm gonna go out here. I'm gonna go bust my ass. I'm gonna go out here. I'm gonna go earn what I earn. I'm gonna let the chips fall where they lay.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna just be like. But like I say, I'm not going to be down about it. But hey, y'all told me how y'all felt, and now y'all gonna change your mind because I balled out. But on the flip side, you'd be like, and there's a lot that goes into it. But it's like, shit. If you was balling like this or even close to this for
At least three.
Really,
yeah.
Actual seasons.
Maybe 2 back to back.
I ain't even gonna say that. I think they would have paid him probably what he would have wanted if he would have just done it for 3 more games last season, in the second half of the season.
Yeah,
that fall off matters. No different than Travis Etienne. That fall off matters.
Because can you take over a game at any given time? It's like, yeah, you've taken over a game, but I need you to take over a game when the quarterback ain't getting it done, the running backs ain't getting it done. We punting the ball and we can't afford to go down 2 scores right here. What are you going to do?
Man, what my coach used to say, you're only as good as your last game. And I even round that up. You're only as good as your last few games.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, the end of the season, the last half of the season or the last third of the season, he was fine. But he wasn't the guy we saw at the start of the season. And that matters because later in the season is when more teams have more tape on you. They understand what they're looking at. They also know how to coach against that and play you, because moving forward in year 2, the teams will then have a whole year of tape on you and play you differently. And the team has to look at it from that perspective also. Is this the defense that we want to be? Is this the way that we want to run it? Or is this us coaching to the guys that we happen to have at that time? And we're great with them moving on, but also moving forward, we're going to have more downhill thumpers. That's fine if that's the way that they want to go. And maybe that's what this is going to be if you're looking at the style of linebackers all these guys are currently, right?
Shit, I still don't even know what defense we run.
I love it.
He's never said it. He's never said what the defense is.
I mean, it's definitely a hybrid.
What the defense is, I don't think very many coaches expressly say what their defense is.
Because what happens is a lot of times they probably don't offer the information. But like when a new coach comes in, they usually they ask the questions, and when they asked the questions right when he was getting hired, he didn't answer the questions. He was giving a spin on it and saying, "Hey, we're da-da-da-da-da-da." And he never came out and say like.
But that's the edge. That's how you keep the edge.
No, and that's fine. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying I still don't know what kind of defense we run. And I honestly,
but it's a good one.
Yeah. I can look at it.
There's a lot of multiple, like it's a lot of multiple, a lot of too high looks, especially on early downs. If you're going to have a lot, if you're going to play man, it's going to be on those third down scenarios for the most part.
You like the 3 safety looks.
The package with the 3 safeties. That's a big one. And somebody said Robert said in the comments, a lot of quarters. Yeah, that's a lot of quarters, especially on those early downs, match quarters. Yeah, that's for the most part what you're going to get.
Like I say, just a multi. It's just we just assume, we just say, hey, it's going to be a multiple defense, because I mean we see the looks and stuff. We see how stuff changes, and we never. But like I said, as a fan, I don't even know what our base defense would technically be like.
I mean, 4-3 is our base.
Yeah, 4-3.
Yeah,
4-3 is our base.
I mean, yes. I'm just.
I'm trying to understand what he's asking for when he says what the base is. Like,
and not to say, because I know we're not in the 3-4. That's what I'm saying. But I'm just talking about just like what we run or what we would like to run more of. Like,
you mean basically what our preference is? But that's kind of what I was saying earlier. Yeah. Is it personnel? Are we running the defenses that we're running and the schemes that we're running because of the personnel that we have, or are we running what we're running because this is what you want it to be? And that helps us figure that out, because that was Brian Flores' big thing. I believe he had a podcast, like, I don't even know it might have been 3 or 4 years ago at this point, when he was talking about the fact that if you look at him in 1 year at one of his stops, you might have like a 50% man rate, and then you went to the next year and it was like basically the exact opposite, where it was like 70% zone, and that can sometimes throw people off. And in my head, I'm like, well, that's a big thing, because people spend all offseason preparing for what they think you're going to do, and then you just take a sharp right because of the personnel that you have. That's a great benefit as a coach. That's a great benefit because then these guys don't know how to attack you because they don't know what they're going to get. Well, that's the same thing I would say with someone like an Anthony Campanelli. I still do have questions on. I think they're going to be more zone than anything else. I think that is what they actually want to be. And I will lean on that until I see otherwise. But I think on those third down situations, those money downs, they want to be able to run better and more man than we've seen them run, because they struggled in most of the situations where they ran man last year, like the Cincinnati Bengals game, like those third down conversions against the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, so I'm just thinking that's what they want to be able to do, and that's what Travis Hunter kind of comes in that corner.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No, I agree with you. I want to run through these comments real quick. Daryl says, let him know, Trav. Robert, going back to Rasheen, 3 of his interceptions landed in his hands without moving. That is true. That's actually a true statement. That's where Jay gets part of his argument from. Mile High says, we funny. But Michael says, sounded like someone talking about Josh Hines Allen 18 sack season. Get him, Travis.
Just saying.
Daryl thinks you're tripping, Jay. 05 Rasheem is goated. Michael comes back and said, Agent J done smoke one of them. Get lost in your thoughts, Jays.
I wish, bro. It haunts me sometimes. I'm just kidding. Oh, man.
And Robert says, we'll see man outside and zone in the middle.
As long as that rush can get home, sure. I'm down with that.
Jesus.
Hop into and Jay, we don't have to, because we kind of veered off on the Devin Lloyd thing. But Travis, you got to be now being media. Besides the open mini camp, you were also able to be at some of the media camps, right?
Sure. The pressers and everything else,
right? So, look, from the mini camp, I've seen if your name's not Trevor Lawrence and you're a quarterback for this team, we might be in trouble. On air stuff, I got to see Joey Aguilar throw. On air, he looked really, really good. The reps was kind of hard to tell in the teams period because he was only getting like 1 or 2 reps while everybody else was getting, 4, 5, 6. And I feel like Is he just so low on the totem pole that we're not going to be able to see him?
I mean, I don't think
outside of
that's
preseason.
I don't think. I mean, we say outside of preseason. Preseason, if you think that the Heat's going to have an opportunity to earn a spot, then preseason is the time that will take place. But I do believe personally that he's probably just fighting for a practice squad spot at this point, scout team quarterback.
Right.
But I think you'll be able to see him definitely in the preseason because I don't think Nick Mullins has done anything to say he has earned that backup quarterback spot versus he just has it because there's no one who's willing to threaten him, to threaten that role.
Right. It just seems like they're just so late on their reads. Like the play is developing, like kind of going back to that throw blind thing. It's like they're throwing into the past. They're not even throwing blind. They're throwing into the past. Like
doesn't have an excuse because he was here last year. Like the new guys to figure it out. Hey,
it's a complex offensive system they have to learn. Yeah, so them being late it gives evidence to just how difficult this is to learn, and them trying to predict where a guy's going to be versus seeing a guy open and then throwing it. But by the time you see him and throw it, then he's already the window is closed. He's already covered now.
Right.
And that's been the issue. Like the DBs have made so many plays in this offseason, and I think a lot of that is simply because the backup quarterbacks just being so late with a lot of their reads that it's allowing the DBs that extra step to catch up. And in the NFL, that's the difference. College is wide open. In the NFL, wide open is 1 yard.
Yeah, in college, he had 272 completions on 404 attempts, had a completion percentage of 67.3. That's pretty good. 3,565 total passing yards, 24 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, and he averaged 274.2 yards a game. This is at Tennessee.
Yeah.
So SEC competition. You know, he's got a little run to him too. If you watch some of his college tape, you know, I'm not saying he's like Trevor Lawrence Gazelle, but he can run. So do you think when you say practice squad, so you're saying like he's basically, can you beat out Carter Bradley? That's basically what you're saying right now.
Basically. I mean, because again, you got to remember, like he was what, a 6-year senior or 5th year? No, it might have been 6 year because of the COVID time. Senior, so he's a little bit older. He's got a lot more experience in that final season at Tennessee, and like again, he was solid. I'm not going to say he wasn't a good prospect, and maybe even that have something there to grow once he figures out the full scope of the offense. But it's just not there yet right now. Like I recall the near interception from Jalen Husky, and I believe that was OTA, like OTA day 4, where he has a streaker going down the sideline where I believe the corner just busted the coverage, and he sees it just let's go with a pat or two late. You know, quarterback just he goes to the right, goes to the left. I'm talking 7 yards, 8 yards wide open. NFL, but booty naked wide open. And he puts it there. And then when the ball's let go, I think it's a touchdown. But nah, Husky gets his hands on the ball on the sideline coming from the middle of the field because I just think it was just way too late. And it's just like figuring out where guys are going to be and when the ball has to be gone is just a big part of this offense and just learning all the complexities within it. He ain't there yet, and that's okay.
Okay. Well, I can tell you somebody else who's not there and not going to be there, at least not this year. No supplemental draft for Brendan Sorsby.
All right. We can skip it. Hey, honestly, I don't even want to talk about that. I don't even want to talk about.
Yeah, that's 2027 draft now. Like,
man, I don't even want to talk about him then. I honestly don't think he should be allowed to play in the NFL. I think.
Why?
He's a degenerate. He's a degenerate.
No. It's not the degenerate thing. I'm going with the whole thing. They say he has a problem, right?
Yeah,
he has a problem. So he has an addiction. You don't need, and his addiction isn't just betting on betting, like a gambling addiction.
Mhm.
Part of his addiction is betting on games that he plays in.
Okay.
Like, so I can't trust you. I cannot trust you. I don't feel comfortable if I'm an NFL franchise putting you anywhere near my team because to me that's a trigger. You bet on games that you play in. I don't need you playing in games because there's a good chance you could bet in a game that you're going to play in. That is a trigger. If somebody is an alcoholic, I don't suggest that they hang around alcohol.
I mean,
You don't have to drink it because you ain't gonna get drunk until you drink it. But I don't suggest that you hang out around alcohol. If somebody's addicted to crack, I would hope that there's not people doing crack anywhere near them.
There's a lot of guys with a lot of addictions in the NFL.
That are not gambling on. They have told you what it is with gambling.
I'm saying if from my perspective, if you're the league, obviously you don't want that, and that's a huge thing. But that's up to each individual franchise to make the decision for themselves, because quarterbacks are hard to find. And if you are willing to make that risk, then that's between you and whoever your owner is that's willing to put that money into that dude's pocket so he can be on FanDuel balling out of control. But in the meantime,
he's not that good.
But in the meantime, I'm just like, from a league perspective, I don't think you can ban him for something that he did at college that had nothing to do with the actual league at that time. That's no different than a job hiring you. Hey, that job can tell you they ain't gonna hire you because of something you did at your previous job. But if somebody else say, "Hey, man, we need somebody to flip these fries," then it is what it is. Welcome to McDonald's. So it's just, that's their choice.
I don't think I think he needs to switch careers and become because look, you made over 9,000 bets. I need to know if you was hitting on some of them motherfuckers for real. That's what I want.
$90,000 in bets.
I was about to say it wasn't 9,000. Yeah, it was like, but and it was all the bets wasn't just his team, right?
I'm just saying. But
No.
I want to know if you have at this point. So $90,000 in bets. I want to know if you have good instincts in your gambling. Because the thing is, if let's say he turned 90,000 into $1 million. I want to hear some of your locks. Like what insider information do you have? Share some of that. I want to know some locks.
My boy Shane Falco out here. That's basically what that is at that point.
Hey, I got $900. What can you turn it into?
If you turn 90,000 into $1 million, then yeah, you probably doing something. That over under is that that fourth quarter interception wasn't a mistake. I don't know. That's different.
Just speculation. But he may have he could be what they say. Don't let your girlfriend block you from, or don't let your girlfriend block you from your future wife, or don't let
I ain't never heard that.
Don't let your wife block you from your girlfriend or from happiness, whatever one of those things.
That's wild.
I can't date with y'all. Y'all wild out here in these streets, bro. This is crazy.
Bro, I'm married. I don't know what you're talking about.
Crazy.
Football might not be, you know what I'm saying? That just might be the catalyst to get you where Sorsby where he need to be at. He need to be a Prize Picks analyst.
There you go. Robert talking about Joey Aguilar says Joey has a bullet arm to nowhere. Trevor Bortles in the building. What up, bro? He said he's addicted to dubs.
You are now in the mix with the man in Teal.
Robert said that boy bet 90,000 on that shit. That's the problem. Yeah, bro.
I just know if he looked like any one of us, we wouldn't even be talking about none of that.
Oh, that's a different story.
You're not wrong, but it's also the quality of the lawyer. That's the big piece of it. Also, that's not a race thing necessarily. That's a class thing. That's how OJ won. So I'm just saying,
just a case of affluenza.
Yeah, it's the quality of the lawyer. If you got somebody who can argue it good enough, I mean, that's how all this started, right? Taking the NCAA to court.
Slight case of affluenza, man. That's it.
But yeah, you were going to see something like this Pete Rose-ish kind of incident, because I mean, you got like 700 college football teams, which means you got like, I don't know, what is that, like 2,100
Man,
in college football quarterbacks out there.
they owe Pete Rose that money.
You're gonna have somebody gambling somewhere.
They owe Pete Rose that money. I'll stand on that. Pete Rose is they wasn't making no money, and Pete Rose is the great one of the damn near the greatest baseball player ever.
That's true. They weren't making no kind of money at that time, and
he was the one. Like they scratched all the shit. Like they just don't talk about him. But Pete Rose was the guy, number one. And he didn't get, and it wasn't, and that happened when he was coaching.
Actually, well, you said they weren't making no money, and actually, I take that back, because I mean, it was the 1970s, and he had a. So they said that dude made $3.2 million over 4 years, 800,000 a season.
No, no. I'm talking about by the time when he was a manager, and because that's when he got in trouble. Was when he was a manager. He's got now they're making more money. Like, I mean, I could feel, because inflation, like,
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, he's talking $3.2 million in the 70s.
That's a lot. You're living large.
That's not bad.
But I'm trying to remember I can't remember it, because he got messed up with the gambling in the 80s or 90s.
Oh, I don't even know.
So it was. I mean, I don't know what he was doing, but he was a hell of a baseball player.
Yeah, and his snacks are pretty good too. The Pete Rose brand snacks, they're fire. He makes
like late 80s. I know I was alive, so late 80s we'll go with.
Yeah. So I mean, and he might have been on coke, bro. So you don't know, bro. It was baseball.
He might have been on coke. Everybody in the 80s and in the early 90s, everybody was.
That's what I'm saying. I wasn't trying to be taboo. It was the 80s.
Mile High says y'all tripping Travis out.
Shit, Jimmy.
Bro, no, hey, no.
I'm down.
I'm
down.
You
gonna make me jump off, bro.
But Jags did some moves. Jags signed Special Olympians to one-day contracts.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty dope. Yeah, man, they had a bunch of Special Olympians to the city, and I feel like it was only the rookies there.
I don't know enough. No. I honestly didn't pay as much attention to the specifics, other than knowing that yes, they just signed them to the contracts, and that was just dope. Well, I believe it was like 40 of them, but
yeah, and they were out there. They were running drills. They were catching passes. Oh, you got it. All right, bet.
No, this ain't it, because I'm trying to figure out. They talking about they're giving people one-day contracts. How come you don't? How come
JP Shadrick with you? OTAs winding down. Mercedes Lewis is back in the building. It's been a minute.
Hey guys, I'm doing good, man.
Why my man can't get
a one-day contract until you're ready to retire? And Mercedes, just if I'm not mistaken, didn't he not play last year?
He did, and my thing is, and if you can't, if he's, because people say he was retired, but I'm like, if you doing all this, either you gonna do a one day and retire, or you play for the Jaguars this year and retire, because I just want, man, I don't rapped about Mercedes Lewis coming back. I need Mercedes Lewis to be a Jaguar. Like,
why?
Because
nostalgia, bro.
Yo,
I don't care about none of that. I ain't gonna lie to you. And I'm a fan of this team just like y'all are. So like, it's not like a media thing. It's just I don't care about none of that.
I feel you. Man, but that's why I said just do the one day and retire as a bro.
He's still playing. He's 42 and he ain't officially retired. He's still gonna land on somebody.
Then come in the locker room and show some of these people what it's supposed to mean to actually be a Jaguar. You bringing them back to talk to motherfuckers and be around and be part of the people. Y'all brought Warren Sapp in there, and Warren Sapp was been talking shit about Trevor Lawrence for years.
But that should be enough, right?
Yeah,
like bring the guys in to talk. That should be enough. You got DeMarcus Ware, you got the McCourty twins, you got all these people, AJ Green, you got all these guys coming in and talking. That should be enough. You don't got to have them playing in the locker room.
Jaguars legend who apparently can still play.
But come on, man. Let's be serious.
Hey,
Mercedes Lewis is getting get off the couch money from some NFL team when they go through some injuries in the middle of the season and they need a dominant blocker.
us.
But it don't need to be the Jaguars unless they go through their own string of injuries. But the fact that they got so many tight end options right now,
who better for Nate Burkhardt to learn from what this is, what your job is going to be in this league?
Britton Strange.
Okay, because he just got a contract. I ain't saying shit.
That's your vet. That's your vet who's supposed to be teaching the next guy in line.
Yeah, bro, he's still wet behind the ears.
Who, Britton Strange?
Yeah.
Maybe so, but he's gonna be your vet tight end.
Man, all right. I'm not saying, man, dog. I'd honestly, I'd rather go the whole season with just Trevor Lawrence and no backup quarterback and let Mercedes come out there.
I don't sound wild right now,
bro. Just keep Carter Bradley. Look, I'm a homer, bro. I don't care, bro. Keep Carter Bradley on the practice squad just because he's Gus's son. I don't care. Play.
I'm just saying, man. Who is he gonna play over? Realistically,
he's not supposed to play over anybody.
So he's just he got to be a coach. Then hire him as a coach. Ain't no salary cap on that.
He's supposed to retire. That's what he's supposed to do.
You can't tell the man. You can't tell him to retire. You ain't seen that man bank account.
I can't, but the motherfucker, he done got 22 years of NFL checks. I'm sorry.
You sound, like I said earlier, you sound ridiculous.
And for all we know, he got Phillip Rivers beat on kids, maybe. But if you get 22 years of NFL checks, man, I don't know, bro. God damn,
bro. Mercedes Lewis is like 2 or 3 years older than the Jaguars coach. Bro, let the man just do whatever he wants to do. At this age, you with FU money in his bank account, if the man want to play, let the man play. Why you trying to put the man out the pasture?
No, I'm not putting him out the pasture. But he's doing
just, as diehard Jet, most I would say, and like even Michael echoes this, like most diehard Jaguar fans, and I'm not questioning your Duval till I die, Travis. But I'm just saying, like if you go to the slab and you just randomly walk around and ask people, hey, how would you feel if Mercedes Lewis retired a Jaguar, despite who's on the roster? And the majority of them are going to be like, hell, fuck yeah. Unless they don't know who Mercedes Lewis is.
Everybody would want Mercedes Lewis back. And I'm not, but I'm looking at this tight end room. That don't make no sense. Everyone wanted Tom Coughlin back
on this team strictly because of vibes the last few years.
Yeah. Everybody wanted Tom Coughlin back. I didn't. I feel like I was right on that one. I'm okay with this.
I didn't want him to coach. I wanted him to put some structure around some shit because he know what the fucking needs. And it was a lot of shit. I think he tried.
I ain't asked him. I ain't giving A for effort. Did he?
No, he didn't. He failed. But you also don't expect the general manager to say what the fuck he says to your best player.
Also fair.
So it's like, and fix that, like, bro, just do like people forget that Dave Caldwell was bugging out in that office.
Yeah, didn't Shad come out publicly saying that he was going to make Jalen Ramsey like the highest paid corner?
Yes, because
I don't recall that.
I think I heard Shad. I think they did.
He was like doing a presser, and they asked him.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say it didn't happen. I'm saying I don't recall.
Yeah. And that might have been Jalen saying that's what Shad told him when he went on the pivot. And I think that's why
that could be possible too.
Why he showed up to the training camp with the Brinks truck and HaHa Davis. We getting money, yeah. Like, and so that's probably what that was. And then you got Dave Caldwell just be on ego, whatever. Like, I don't know. I think Tom Coughlin learned from his time here originally when he went up to New York and had to go deal with. Tom Coughlin couldn't get away with what the shit he was getting away with here because it's New York City. They gonna be in your ass about everything.
But he didn't get away with it when he came back to Jacksonville the second time. The NFLPA couldn't stand Tom Coughlin.
Yeah. Because I understand, and that's fine too. But I think you should push the edge. And if you got to pay them, bro, shit was wild, man. The Jags was wild.
It only works when you win.
Yes.
It only works like Bill Belichick them. It only works when you win. If you're on that edge.
Honestly, I felt like I think it did set it started to set somewhat of a tone. I mean, the guys they were showing up. They were showing up early. It just fizzled out, and then I think it just.
Yeah. I mean, we know. We know there was a sour taste about Miles Jack being extended first, about Blake Bortles getting another.
That's the one, Blake Bortles.
And I think a lot of people put. Until Jalen came out, a lot of people put. Oh man, it had to have been something with Tom Coughlin. You got this old white man in there with this young black kid. Like that was the Twitter talk.
Yeah, that was a narrative.
It had to be Tom Coughlin. It had to be, and that was the narrative kind of being. And then when Jalen was like, "Nah, it won't even." Me and Tom, he said, "Me and Tom were okay." It was Dave Caldwell. Like, and people were like, "Oh man," it was like, "Well, shit, yeah." Now you start looking at a lot of the shit differently.
Again, the NFLPA put out enough to let you know that Tom's stuff had a lot of people.
I mean, he was still
rubbing folks the wrong way.
Yeah, but it was a lot.
And then you had the Dave Caldwell thing as a whole. Two separate things.
Yeah, a lot of that was people just being pansies, man. Like Urban Meyer kicked somebody, so it's like, okay, yeah, you got to go tell you got to go tell the rep. But it's like, oh man, I gotta wear black socks. Oh man, like, oh man, I don't like how he talks to us. Oh man, like, god damn, bro, like we're playing football here.
You're not wrong, but I've also had a coach that was just like that when I played for Coach George O'Leary at UCF, and I couldn't stand that dude. I ain't gonna lie to you.
How many championships did you win?
We won conference championship.
No, I'm talking about the big game. See, like, because
we was at UCF when UCF was small time. Like, come on, that wasn't happening. I know, getting like, championships.
But yeah, but that's the thing is, but Tom Coughlin, like, if anybody can walk in and whip it out and put it on the table, and Tom Coughlin is going to be up there with the people who can do that.
I mean,
and the thing is, especially because of just football acumen, like, bro,
you're not wrong, but you're making all the same arguments that folks made when they were like, this is why you hired that guy. But it's no different than the Joe Gibbs situation in Washington, and they hated his second stint.
Yeah,
I'm not a believer of the nostalgia kind of conversation when you like go get a guy because he played here. I don't give a damn about none of that. Look, give me the best guy for the job. Let's go.
But that's why I like the role that he had. Like, yes, okay, it's the EVP or whatever they had him as. Like, but he wasn't. He was interjecting, I guess, with players, but that's part of his job. But he wasn't involved in what was going on the field. So with that, I'm fine with, because I don't need your old ways of thinking of how the game is being played.
Tony Baselli is the new wave of what Tom Coughlin was supposed to be in that microcosm.
He was too old for that thing. I think his age and the players' age, way too much.
Yeah, there was too much of a disconnect between generations.
Yeah, I want to publicly say just how wrong I was on Tony Baselli. Like, I should say that. And I think I said it on the podcast after they announced it originally that he was going to be EVP. But no, I was cautious, and I would say even very worried about whether or not someone who didn't have the personnel side experience was going to be good in the EVP role. Like, just based on the stuff that he had said on the radio and all those kind of things. So, like, to see the job that he's done with the rest of that leadership group and making sure that they know their roles and the community that they built overall, bro, they've done a hell of a job. And again, I hope their wins continue, and I hope they were able to prove more of these hits, more of the draft hits on the field. But just overall, seeing the job that he's doing in the role that he's in, hey man, I was wrong as hell, and I'm okay saying that, because I just thought I didn't know enough about how good he was going to do in the job, and he's proved me wrong. He shut me up real quickly on that one.
I'm gonna say this.
We pounded the table for, like, I know it doesn't. We don't have any sway, but like as lifelong Jags fans, it's like, okay, when watching how he played out there, and they was out there killing out there, like, he has an understanding of what it should be in that uniform, in that stadium, on that field. He knows what it should look like and what it should feel like. And But he's somebody who gives a fuck. Frankly, because people come into these jobs and I don't blame them, and there's no reason for them to have an emotional attachment. It is a job. But for somebody like that, it's more than a job, because you have emotional attachment and you actually care about the people of the city, the fans, the players. You care about the outcome of this. Even when you were out having to do national broadcasts, you can hear it in there. You can hear it in Tony Bissett. If he got to call a game and it's the Jaguars and they the Jags suck, he still try to be professional. But it was just like he could hear that shit hurt in his heart. Like, damn, boy, they suck. Like, and you want to be a part, I think you're going to try your hardest and your damnedest to help get it right, to be a part of getting it right, because you were a part of the closest we've ever been to getting the championship.
Well, and the other and the most important thing to me is that we've talked about on here is that he's like, not only does he have that football because he played for the Jaguars, he played in the NFL, but also for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Is the only Hall of Famer of the Jaguars. Not saying he should be the only Hall of Famer, but he is just factually the only Hall of Famer of the Jaguars. And he has that lens, and he also has the lens of the fan. He has he wants to see.
Guy.
Yes, and that's why to us it made total sense. Like it's look, bro.
Well, again,
I
was viewing the EVP from the personnel side.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that he was going to be doing more of that. And if he's not, then I was looking at it more like the Tom Coughlin role. Yeah. So this is why I have the apprehension I have.
I got you.
If he's not doing it in the prototypical Tom Coughlin role, it's a totally different situation. And that's why it seems to work a little bit better. I'm cool with it. They just found the way to make it work for them.
And look, when go back to Tom, I think Tom took the completely opposite approach of what the job title is supposed to be. Like you said, I think Tony is doing what that job entails.
Actually is.
Yeah.
Daryl says Strange has that Jaguar DNA like 89, talk about Mercedes. And that goes back into Travis's point. Like, if anybody needs to show Borkature the way, it needs to be Brent Strange, who just signed a 3-year contract, $25 million guaranteed, $48 million total, I think, if he hits all of his incentives. What do you think? Do you think it's a good deal?
Incredible deal.
Well deserved.
Incredible deal. Not good. Incredible deal. Like when I don't know if you guys looked at it, but look at the tight ends that Brenton Strange, as far as his base salary is being paid around. You're talking like ninth, 10th in the league if you're talking about the base salary. Because remember, the incentives means he could make up to $16 million a year, because you're talking about $4 million a year in incentives, which I talked about on the Duval Dive on Wednesday. We went a lot longer than I thought we were going to go, just talking about the extension. It was like an hour episode, just talking about the details of it, because talking about the contract stuff and all of that, and how it can be impacted with 2030 CBA negotiations after that, because you kind of got to believe that they are going to come back to the table on this contract. If Brent Strange has a solid coming 2 years, they're going to redo this and tag on another year. I mean, there's so many pieces to this, but the short version, just starting from the fact that they added $4 million in incentives on a year-by-year basis on this contract, I'm like, oh, this is good for the team for cap purposes, and it's really good for Brenton Strange just from a total value perspective, if that makes any kind of sense.
No, absolutely. Jay, what about you? You heard the news, reaction?
I mean, it just to me it just kind of fell in line with the. I mean, I saw it and I was like, I was happy for Brenton Strange. I'm like, okay. I was like, I know Jimbo's happy because that's his guy. And I trolled him so hard. I trolled you so hard that one time, bro. That pause if necessary, but like. You were visible, like.
Oh, I was upset. I was so upset. Yeah.
You were mad when the extension happened?
No. So I feel like way back when I've told you this story before, but just real quick. So I have been a big Brenton Strange supporter since he joined the team.
All
I looked at his tape. Like right now, I'm kind of fighting the same battle I fought for Brendan Strange for Nate Borkature right now.
Yeah.
And Nate's not helping me because he has like an ankle or something. I don't know.
They ain't got pads on anyways. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. But anyway, so I'm watching the tape, and yes, Evan Ingram is in front of him. I understand that, but I would have conversations with Jay and my brother about, hey man, they got to figure out a way to get Brent Strange the ball, like more involved in getting the ball in his hands and you know, get him out in space and hey, let him block. And they're like, bro, if they got to put more game plan in for Brent Strange, then something's wrong with the team. And they would just, and I'm gonna tell you, the first game in 2023 against Indy, because that was Calvin Ridley's first year with us, right? In 2023.
Yeah.
Okay, the very first touchdown of that game went to Calvin Ridley. If you go back and you watch it, that was supposed to be Brenton Strange's touchdown. Brenton Strange is open at the pylon. Trevor like sees him, but then Calvin Ridley gets open, free in the back of the end zone and waves his hand, and Trevor just lobs it to him. If you go back there, and I promise you, bro, watch it. We'll talk about it later.
But a touchdown's a touchdown, though.
No, a touchdown's a touchdown. But my point is that Brent Strange did that a lot, but he just wasn't like. It was almost like Trevor didn't see him. Like,
wasn't featured.
Like he wasn't featured, and I just kept seeing him over and over and over and over on tape. And then when he did get the few opportunities to show, like Nate Borkature, excuse me, he showed like, okay, damn, bro can catch the ball. Damn, bro, breaking tackles. Damn, did you see that fucking block he just did? And now that Evan's gone, and he was able to have a prominent role and kind of showcase himself. Obviously, the injury set him back, you know. But look, we all know this. Your homeboy Dan Griffiths.
Yep.
Dan Griffiths put out a stat that the Jaguars were 11-1 when Brent Strange finished games. I think that's a very important detail on that.
Yeah.
When he finishes games, not like just games he played in. And we were 2-3. Yeah, and we were 2-3 without him finishing games.
With 8 less points scored per game.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he was very, very integral to this offense and how it worked. And you know, coincidentally, obviously, he was out for the Seattle game. He was out when we got boat raced in the Rams game.
Yeah.
He was out when we almost lost the Raiders game. And he was out when
the Texans game.
When we lost the Texans game. And I think him and Devin Lloyd both came back against Arizona.
Jeez.
No. Devin Lloyd didn't come back until the Chargers. He didn't come back until the Chargers. But point is like this offense runs way better with Brent Strange. And so from the beginning, I had Kate for Brenton, and I'm just glad that, you know, bro, you proved me right. There's people out there that don't want to live without you on the team. Let's go.
I just thought it was a real interesting contract. For me, it was honestly the most interesting contract that we've seen signed so far in this Gladstone regime. And again, I don't even have all the details, but just from what I know right now, just having $4 million in incentives.
Pretty much got the Kyle Pitts deal. I mean,
but no, only if he produces is it even close to the Kyle Pitts deal, because it's the Kyle Pitts deal if he produces and hits all of his incentives, but also it helps them with the cap because it's still $4 million in incentives. So only the base salary of the $12 million is counting against the cap. So from a team who's reasonably tight in 2027, it already that piece just looks good and it gives you flexibility on the accounting side. So I'm just like, that is a really solid win-win.
Whip those contracts, man. Just like you said, they're gonna restructure at some point. They don't got to kick it down a little bit. Pay it in chunks. They'll figure it out because the New Orleans Saints still play football.
Not a Parker Washington contract. That's going to be something real interesting.
Hey,
assuming it even happens.
The New Orleans Saints.
I think that. I mean, they already said that they were reasonably close where they think they'll get something done. So if we believe him,
they haven't lied to
his words.
Yeah. They recently had tight end U, and Brenton Strange did not get an invite.
Yeah.
Chip.
Hey, don't need to learn nothing from them old motherfuckers, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Bro, you can't say that and pound the table for Mercedes Lewis.
Literally telling him to get advice from Mercedes Lewis, and now he's like, "We don't even know." Like, you can't have, you can't be both.
Ain't no brothers there, bro. I mean, I'm pretty sure they invited some brothers, but ain't no brothers in leadership there. Is it Kelsey and Kittle?
I mean, Kittle is who hosted it, right?
Better not be another K last name, because I'm going to lose it. Kelsey, Kittles, and who? Who's putting it on? Because if it's Kelsey, Kittles, and Klein, I'm kicking ass. It's another K.
I mean, I don't know who actually handles the invites. I don't know if they message got caught in the mail or something. Like I don't know, but yeah. Because
I think if it was just a straight up, yeah, we just didn't invite you. I think he does.
What seems
because
weird. It feels like you would invite everybody from the league and just call it a day. Like it's tight end. Like it benefits you to have everybody from all the places.
Travis Kelce, George Kittle, and Greg Olsen. So you got KK and hold on. And hold on. But you remember Greg Olsen? You remember that? He said, "What's my name, Greg? What was the nickname? Oh man, they was going crazy, Jimbo.
I don't know.
You ever heard Greg Olsen rap? I'm not playing that on the podcast.
No. We'll talk about it off air. Travis, on the socials, we had part of it, I know it was you. The other one, it could have been Kyle. It could have been you, Duval Dive. Talking about kind of like what a step back would look like for the 2026 Jaguars.
We both go, get onto the Duval Dive social, but that conversation was me, yes. And I mean, please share with the room your opinion first. Let's start there, I guess.
So I think so obviously we'll all agree a losing season is definitely a step back. A losing season is a straight up I told you so by all the talking heads that said how bad our offseason were. Like that's an automatic, right? Travis pointed out, well, you can have a winning season like 9-8. Technically, that's a winning season, but you're probably not going to make the playoffs, right? So it's not a success and it's a step back, even though, for argument's sake, it's a winning season.
Yeah.
But I said, well, we can lose more games and maybe not even win the division. But if we go farther in the playoffs, like if we get to the AFC Championship or beyond or whatever, we would call that a success, even though, maybe production wasn't as high as it was last year. We go from
but that wasn't the full context of the conversation. I want to give it justice because the argument that we were having or the conversation that we were having was about whether or not the Jaguars offseason was basically one of the worst off seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a different conversation because I can see how someone outside of Jacksonville who doesn't look at this as closely, who doesn't have the teal shades or is drinking the teal Kool-Aid feels maybe like, what, I can see it. They lost an all-pro linebacker. They lost a Pro Bowl level running back. They didn't really replace them. They're just leaning on development and fingers crossed and hopes and prayers and all of that. And I can see that from an outsider perspective saying, nah, man, they might take a step back. And then the other conversation, a separate but aside that is If they win 13 games or 12 games, I'm like, oh, that's dope. That's awesome. And maybe it worked out. But also there's the other argument to say, maybe it worked out and they're just coasting on the guys who are already on the roster, but maybe they're not replenishing and replacing those guys to the level that you need them to be to keep this thing moving forward in the next 2 years. There's an argument to be made there, bro.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with that, but I also feel like because they don't have an insider's lens, because I know that they haven't been watching the Jaguars, because I know that they don't know really what the Jaguars need. Jay says it famously, addition by subtraction. You know, we got better by getting rid of some stuff, but also keeping like Coach Campanelli, Coach Udinski, Liam Cohen coming in as his second year head coach, because we attribute a lot of the team success last year to more of the staffs utilizing their players' skill sets. And for the most part, Jacksonville, we don't get to see that often. Like we have a lot of fluky. We have, besides in the 90s, all our other win seasons have been kind of fluky. If you really think about it, like that 17 team was like really, really good, but they only won 10 games. And they lost to people that they really shouldn't have lost to. 2022, we won what? 6 of the last 7. Won 1, lost 1, and then went on a 5-game win streak. You know, and a lot of that was goofy. Like Jay, another one of Jay's taglines, the offense was super clunky. And it got worse the following year. And so a lot of things, like we've had success with bad leadership. Like, because our talent kind of outweighed the bad leadership before.
Sure.
Now you have success with consistently competent leadership.
I would even say success because of the competent leadership.
Yes.
But now you still have questions on what the actual general managing / drafting is. We went through that and talked about the free agents that were brought in and comparing and contrasting Trent Baalke to James Gladstone on last week's pod, and on this week's pod we're going to do the same thing with the draft classes over the last 2 years, and that's going to be a fun conversation because me and Kyle, we keep talking about it offline. I keep telling him to shut up. We can't have show content for free. We can talk about it on the air. Say that for the air. And it's a fascinating conversation when you look at all of them together. So I'm just pointing out that folks say stuff like addition by subtraction, and that crap sounds good until you get on the field, because sometimes addition by subtraction is just subtraction, and you just calling it something different until you realize Arden Key was important to this Jaguars rotation of pass rushers, and you ain't replaced them since. Like, sometimes it sounds like a great moniker until you realize you need that mother, and then you just butt naked out here in the cold. So that's kind of what I'm saying when you're like, all right, addition by subtraction sounds great, but they got to perform. We'll see if they do. And I don't know. I'm okay with folks saying I don't know, because I'm not paying close attention to a 4th round, edge that they're bringing in and whether or not he's going to be successful, because we ain't seen him with pads on yet. And I don't have confidence in that. I'm not judging people for having those kind of thought processes.
Yeah, I just feel like to the key point that you said was because they don't know. So it's like, how can you have an informed opinion when you're not informed?
Well, when I say don't know, when I'm saying, when you say don't, you are looking through a lens of faith and hope. And a lot of people ain't operating like that. They're looking through a lens of, I'm gambling my house. Is this going to work? Give me certainty. And that's not what this is. This is not certainty. This is, I want to let these dudes fight it out, and wherever it lands, and we're going to make it work because we have the coaches that we believe is going to find a way to get them in the right position. That's
but also my stance is nothing is certainty. Like, people, like, there was a guy that said that Nate Borkature wasn't worthy of a 2nd round pick.
Sure.
And it's like, well, how can you say that? You haven't even seen him. First of all, I know you didn't know anything about him, and when you found out about it, you didn't go to learn anything about him other than, not you, but the person I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Other than like whatever his box score said, whatever his stat line said, and you're like, oh, this guy sucks. This guy doesn't do. But you haven't watched him do anything.
Yeah.
And so you're saying he's not. But there's consensus. If we talk about consensus, but there's been how many consensus number one or not number one overall picks, but first round draft picks that are complete bust that aren't even in the league, and they were the best of the best.
Number one draft picks too.
Yeah, number one. Like, bro, you got undrafted free agents that are Hall of Famers. Like, what are we talking about here?
This draft was wild though. This draft got really wild towards the end of the second round and the third round.
Yeah, it wasn't just it was the entirety of the draft. But they're only talking at like that's the other crazy part to me is like it's like other teams were doing crazy stuff.
Yep.
It's not like it was just the Jags.
Yeah.
But
yeah, the worst
trends. But
we talked about it on the pod, but it was the fact that they had no first rounder. That's what sucked. That's what made it more noticeable because other teams started having like weird picks right around that same time frame too. It just is what it just
all because Antonio Johnson. See, I told you, Jimbo. Y'all, I'll be calling
because of Antonio Johnson.
Yeah,
because in 2024, he either intercepted or PBU'd a Titans touchdown pass. It would have been a touchdown pass, and we would have lost the game. But because he did it, we won, and we ended up having the number 4 overall pick in the 2025 draft, where we could have had the number 2 overall pick, and then we wouldn't have had to trade.
Yeah, I didn't link all the threads that he was putting together. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I was pissed off about it when it happened though.
When he did it at the game, I said, God, I told you, we're not getting Travis Hunter. I said, we're out of it.
But that man out here making $1 million decisions, and you right.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'm not saying
it's rough.
What you got to do, but yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's good to be at a time when we can talk about the old days of when the Jaguars used to always win games a day and got no business winning and don't help nobody. Yeah, those were rough times, but now we're happier times.
Yes, bro.
Hopefully that was the last time.
I don't consider this a step back, but I've been talking to Jay about this, and I feel like on the defensive side of the ball, that are the interceptions. Not maybe turnovers in general, but the interceptions are going to go down this year. I think that's reasonable to guess, but I believe that the sacks are going to go up. I think the sacks are going to come from multiple areas. I think we're going to be kind of hell on a quarterback. And part of my thought process on this is going back to what you were saying about edge 3.
Yeah.
If you look at our edge room, our oldest guy, well, I don't know. I don't want to say that because I don't know how old Gardeck is. But Josh, our paid guy is 28 years old. Everybody else, I think Trayvon's 24, and everybody else is like 22, 23. We got younger. It's no longer. Hey, we got the Ogbas, and I love Smoot. I love Smoot as a Jaguar.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like the Arden Keys, though Arden Key for the 17 team.
Mm-hmm.
What he was decent as a rotational end piece, but bringing in those old vets, I think they realize like, okay, look, bro, quarterbacks are getting it out their hands super quick. We need guys with high motors. You know, we need guys that are going to be disruptive. We need guys that are going to be violent. And one of the best ways to do it is youth. And that's what they pretty much rewound time on our defensive line. And we got a lot of high motor guys. Plus the linebackers. I know nobody's talking about it, but I'm going to say it. I think Yashir Abdullah might have a bigger role in this defense. And I only say that because of one of the things he was really, really good at in college, and we just haven't really been playing that type of style of defense, is being like an off-ball linebacker that rushes the passer. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And there's a spot, between him and Jalen McLeod behind Dennis Gardeck to be had.
Sure.
And that just kind of fits his style. Now, Yashir is he is a core special teamer too.
Yeah.
So he might just make the roster just because of that. We're gonna do our roster prediction show probably.
I'm still questioning whether or not he's gonna make the roster.
Yeah. So I'm just saying I see this defense does something to his skill set, and there's a place for him to do that. Now, can he look better than Jalen? That's what I'm saying. Can he look better than Jalen McLeod? We won't really know until the pads come on.
I mean, yeah, that's the hope. That's the question. Because
Yeah.
what Jalen McLeod was in college, I mean, we're all still 100% just projecting that. But he was, a great pass rusher in those isolated situations, and the same benefits that you get with goodness gracious, the same benefits that you get with Yasir Abdullah are the same benefits that you would then get with Jalen McLeod, because he did it in college, playing off-ball linebacker, rushing the passer, and it had like I forget if it was 16 or 19%, but something like that pressure rate. And I'm just like, and he's younger and cheaper.
Yep.
That's the hard part, but you got to sit on the grass.
Yeah. But Travis Hunter, presumably playing more corner. I like the move with Buster. I like the safety room right now.
The only way I see us take a step
love the safety room. Goodness.
That's the only way I see us take a step back is if Travis Hunter ain't out there playing corner and dominating.
So the way I see us taking a step back is that they still haven't fixed the interior pass rush. I still have questions on what Eric Armstead's going to give you in a 17-game season, and I don't think I should be on the ledge to have to say that. We just saw that last season, and we've seen it throughout the vast majority of his career. He has yet to play at a high clip for a full season over these past, 3 years?
I don't think he's going to be playing here.
So then interior pass rush was the biggest issue for the Jaguars in 2025. That's why teams were able to throw the ball. It was top 2 reasons on that defense. One of them was the defensive backs not being able to be a little sticky on the receivers early on, which allowed them to have a top 2 time to throw, from in all NFL teams in 2025. But then the second part of that equation is the interior pass rush. The edges were doing their work, and then even when running games, but you got to get something else from the inside. So how are they going to how are they going to produce that? Whether that's like rotating guys and putting Trayvon inside or whatever else. I just would love to see an answer on that, because I don't know for sure that Albert Reach is your answer just yet. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. I got to see
He's
it.
Another guy I'm pounding the table for.
I
pounded the table for BJ Green last year.
I was I fuck with BJ.
Yeah, I know you do.
We gotta have, like I said, I just want to see the package of whatever, however you want to throw them in there. But
yeah, whatever NASCAR package.
But get Trayvon, BJ, Josh, and probably Devon or Regis. I just need to see what it looks like out there, because I don't want to see Eric. I really don't want to see Eric Armstead ever put that helmet on again.
Too strong. Too strong of a take. I ain't gonna say that. Like if Eric Armstead is not putting on this jersey, you better be bringing me Jalen Carter or some other top defensive 3 technique.
Yeah, but he ain't been a top defensive 3 technique.
He was the first 6 weeks of the season last year.
Yeah, what happened?
He was top 3, top 4, whatever it was in sacks.
To me, that's a flash in the pan, because you ain't do it at all the year before, and you did it. And then
he wasn't playing the same, but he wasn't playing
the year before.
Yeah, he was playing Big Ed.
You are a grown ass.
I agree with you. I have the same take.
10 years and has played in the Super Bowl. You're not letting no new booty fucking defensive coordinator say, "Oh, you're gonna play rock paper." Man, fuck out it. No, bitch, I'm playing. So that's on you. That's on you for letting that shit happen.
You know that's not how it works, bro. Come on,
man. I don't.
That man said they came to me in free agency, and that's how they sold it. That's what he says. If that's true or not, I don't know. I ain't there.
So that's on him for having. So you knew you was gonna have bad tape. and you knew it wasn't gonna look good. You knew it wasn't gonna work. You thought this shit was about to be sweet. And the problem is, it's not sweet no more. When you got here, it was sweet. Now the shit ain't sweet, and I need you to.
There is something to be said for believing in the coaching staff. I ain't gonna lie. I was out in these streets saying I believed in Ryan Nielsen for I don't even know how long it was that offseason. I'm sure there's some terrible takes out there as far as believing or in what I envisioned the defense to be. And I'm sure if you're a free agent and they're telling you, hey, I got a plan for you, and this is what this plan is going to entail, and you're like, hey, man, it's going to make it easier on my body. As a guy who's been breaking down these last few years, I ain't got to be taking all them hits inside. Yeah. Give me this money and put me outside and extend my career. I'm probably gonna do that too. Then they saw it wasn't working in the middle of the season, and it's like, oh, this ain't what I thought it was gonna be. But the season done at that point. You're in the middle of the season with a bad defense and no real help.
Yeah, but you were supposed to figure that out in training camp. Figure that
out,
the
coach.
Preseason, you supposed to figure it out in the training camp. Preseason, like, bro, this shit don't even feel right.
Well, the problem, I'm gonna say,
hold on, Jimbo, because Ryan Nielsen had them running shit that people like I said, I don't know every X and O in the book, but people who do, they're looking at it and saying, what in the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
And so it's like, these motherfuckers don't play football their entire life. You know this shit ain't gonna work when he's sitting there telling you about.
But have you ever played on a team where you knew it wasn't gonna work, but it's not in your role or it's not in your job to fix it? Like you going to the players only meeting and then trying to have a kumbaya with the coaches? Like how is that realistically supposed to work if you have a belief in guys doing their job? Like how is that supposed to work in an NFL locker room?
When you find out somebody lead you down into a booby trap where they gonna be able to be fine and we gonna die out of it, you gotta figure out, hey, we can't let him drive us off this cliff. We gotta take him out.
You are incomplete in your response, because I think on some level,
you can't.
There is no out in this.
I'm just saying.
Your emotions are telling you want this to happen, but in reality, there is no out in this in the middle of the season.
I just think you gotta have, or I don't know, maybe handle it better than you did that year, because you sat there and lied to us all year about what was going on, and then you told us, so now I don't know if you're telling me to.
That's the problem. He comes out the next year and he says, "No, I'm a D tackle. That's my position." That's where, like, you come out and you say that the very next year because you know that wasn't the look. Like you know that wasn't the look the year prior.
Armstead is tender. He let them boys flirt him out his drawers, and he came over here for that. And that's not what it was. You could tell, bro. He get spun, bro. That's tender.
So, a step back for the Jacksonville Jaguars team would probably look like the defense not being able to produce the pressure in a much better way, and I do mean a much better way than 2025. We talked about it 3 weeks ago, I believe, on the pod, when I said I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to probably score less points than they scored last year. But I also think the defense is going to hold teams to less points than they held teams to next year. And I think that's their winning strategy to be a dominant football team. When I say dominant, I'm talking about 10 plus, 11 plus wins. That's my perspective. Whoa, goodness. But no, that's kind of what I'm thinking, is because last year they went 10-2, I believe, in games where the defense held the opponents to 21 or less points. That's how they won last year, but nobody wasn't talking about that. Everybody keeps focusing on the offense, and I'm like, offense is dope. Defense win championships. Like, even in the playoff game, they gave up more than 21 points and they lost in the 3-point game. Like, they were religiously volatile when they gave up 21 plus points. That's the goal. Get better on defense. The offense gonna come. Get better on defense. So it's up to Campanelli's unit to kind of make this be a double-digit win season from my point of view, at least.
Yeah. Well, also when they weren't getting takeaways. I think they bleed into each other.
Sure, like they won the KC game because of heavily on the back of one of those takeaways because they couldn't get a stop late, and they also didn't give up. I mean, they didn't hold them to 21 points, but it didn't matter if you hold them to 21 points if you score 7. Also, like they scored 7 on defense.
Yeah, I mean, it was a 14-point swing.
That's it. That's the difference.
Yeah.
So it's the same math basically. At the end of the day, if you score a touchdown on defense, all right, the math throw the math out in that way. But overall, that's what you're looking at. So if you're not getting the turnovers, then you got to be holding these guys to 21 points or less and give your offense a chance to kind of win this thing. The Seattle game was a fluke. I'm sorry. I told everybody in their mama the Jaguars were going to beat Seattle that week, and I still believe they should have.
Yeah, no, I believe that too. But I think that's actually the game Brent Strange went out in.
Was it?
I think it was. It was either that or he went out in the Chiefs game. It was one of the two.
No, you're right. He played up. He got one catch in the KC game. Didn't play against Seattle at all. Didn't play against the Rams at all. Yeah, so it was the KC game he went out. Yeah.
So then Devin must have went out in the Seattle game the very next week because they went out like back to back. I just had the graphic. So again, my dog gets he's got his press pass. He gets to go up to the podium. He gets to ask the burning questions. Training camp. We got the training camp schedule. The rookies report when the 23rd,
25th, I believe.
Yeah, the 25th, and the vets come back on the 28th.
Yeah, and
kickoff is the 29th. So let me ask you this: so the open practice, does that mean that's going to be a fan practice? Like
I believe so. Yeah, I believe that's when the fans are going to be there. Yeah, you got the season ticket members going to be there. I have to believe that kickoff day fans are also going to be there. And same thing is back together. So my guess is that it's because they put this out there. These are all going to be open. Is my guess. I can't say that's but we'll see if that's the case. Because kickoff day normally the fans are there. Back together is a big one for the fans where they have everything like the other events and everything going on around it. So my guess is that all of these will be open. But we'll see.
That would be fire. That would be fire, especially since we only got one like mini camp day.
Yeah,
you know, we had a lot more access last year. I get it, Travis Hunter. You know, I get it. But
tight end.
Yeah, no, I get it. But as fans in the city, we did want to, you saw it, bro, on the socials. Like people were clamoring for just any tidbit of information that you guys shared while you were out there. Shout out to Jamal St. Cyr.
Them boys thirsty.
That guy.
Everybody was thirsty. Everybody said Jamal, the clips was keeping people fed, man.
Yes, bro. Yes, bro. So how many of these are you going to be able to make it to? Or are you going to be able to be at all of them?
Brother, we are a month out. I have no idea. Because we still have Gus and myself and even Dylan every so often over on the Big Cat Country team can go out to one. Maybe he wants to go to this one. Maybe Gus wants to do that one. Maybe we both go to one. Like there have been a few of them where we're both there. It just depends on our schedule. So I might go to most of them. I might go to all of them. We'll have to see. But for the most, I know for sure if those joint practices, that's what I'm looking forward to. Yeah, everything else is fine. Like practices and everything else, but the joint practice is what I'm looking forward to. But
yes. I would love to be at one. So here we're gonna have the Panthers August 19th. That's one joint practice. Then we're at the Saints. They'll have one joint practice there, and then back here.
Right, no, the Saints the Saints the first. Then it's the Panthers. Then it's the Bucks.
This is Panthers, Saints, Bucks. Oh no, I'm tripping. No, you're right. I'm sorry.
I'm like, I'm not crazy.
Yeah. No, I'm tripping. So, but the Panthers and the Bucks are here, right?
Yeah, Saints they're both here. Back-to-back weeks, week 2 and week 3.
But Bucks, we get 2 joint practices, right?
When you say 2 joint practices, are you saying 2 are open to the public? Because that's what
No, I'm saying the team is doing it. So like against the Saints, they're doing that training camp / preseason week. And during that week, they're doing 1 joint practice with the Saints. Same thing, come back home against the Panthers. During that week of preparation, they're doing 1 joint practice with the Panthers. With the Bucks, I think they're doing 2 days of joint practice.
The Bucks have Tuesday joint practice, I believe, that week. But I don't know that they're going to have 2 days where, well, you know what? I could be wrong. It could have a day on the they could end up having a day on the 28th and then a day on the Wednesday, because I know the day that they announced for the Bucks. If you have that image still, I believe the day that they announced for the Bucks was on Wednesday, even though I believe the date that the NFL put out for the Bucks was on Tuesday. So it's quite possible that they could have 2 joint practice days and only one of them are open to the public.
Right.
But I don't know the details to say that objectively like true.
I thought I read it somewhere and I thought I had it saved, and I don't. so I can't fact check it right now. But yeah, definitely going to try to make it to as many of those as possible, and really hope I get to see you there, Travis, because you know, it's me and Spody missed you at the mini camp.
Yeah, I was mad at you. I was mad at you for not saying something. But yeah, that's.
I tried to say something to you. Security turned us away, bro, and I just wasn't gonna get into it. My days with getting into it with security is over with.
Police, help! Jimbo trying to get you out of there.
Oh, man, I hate when I find out my people there, and then I don't even say, like, just text me. Well, I'll figure it out. I'll hop out and find a good break or something like that, depending on what's going on.
Bro, that's the old man in me. I ain't even gonna lie, bro.
You try not to be an inconvenience, and instead you being an inconvenience.
Well, no, I forget. Like, I have the ability to do that. Like, just text somebody. Something. I swear, that's the old man, bro.
Right. All right.
But
you're not the only one. I get on Jaguars United, Jason, about the same thing. Like, it'll be a whole game, and we'll be in the same dang stadium, and he'll be like, "Yeah, I just forgot." I'm like, "Man, stop that. You're never an inconvenience. You're only an inconvenience when you act like you're an inconvenience." No, we good. For
sure, man. Well, bro, so we have this final segment where we show a win in the Shad Khan era. We did 18 weeks, and now we're in the playoffs. So we have the only playoff divisional round win in the Shad Khan era, 2017, against the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. You are more than welcome to stay on, but I understand if you got to hop off because it is after 9:30. We ran a little long, but more than welcome to get this little last bet. Well, we react to it, you know. Sometimes
watching the whole game.
No. Just a highlight. It's probably sounds of the game. It's the sounds of the game.
Yeah. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, they don't put the sounds of the game. They be trying to YouTube be trying. Highlights of the game.
But yeah, it's always a trip just to kind of see.
Big delay. God, nasty man.
The season began with 32 teams trying to hoist the Lombardi Trophy. 6 remain. 2 of those are the Jaguars and the Pittsburgh Steelers. They meet today at
UCF.
Yes, man. All day, every day. Man, I had a homeboy that all he did was read Phil Steele's. And the year that Blake was coming out, he told me the Jaguars were going to draft him because he was the best quarterback available that we could get in that draft.
Yeah, I threw my hat on the ground when they drafted him. Nash laughed at me. We were at a draft party at a bar somewhere.
Yeah.
And I said that I knew they were hustling back. They were sunk because he needed way too much development, and I didn't know if he was ever gonna be that guy like that.
Let's go have fun, baby. Let's go play.
What up, Joe? I mean, it looked like pretty much all of them that are in Jacksonville, except for maybe if they have that second joint practice with the Bucks.
Down to the 40-yard line of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I like it already.
Yeah,
Ben Koyak.
Lenny Fournette.
Oh, Shag Nasty. Bruh, this is crazy.
Nasty.
And we got him off the Patriots practice squad.
Wow.
They sent Blake I like it. I love this play right here.
Tony.
Come on, go over the top.
Bro, he loved to do that dive.
That's it. Go over the top. That's that old school. That's that old school from Super Tecmo Bowl.
Yeah. Oh, bro, you missed it. I got a clip on the internet somewhere of it, but we were watching one game, and Corey Grant is like catching the kickoff or the punt or something. And I'm like, oh, bro, I love Corey Grant. And then he gets hit and he fumbles. And I was like, Corey, no! Yes. Oh, yes, that was fire. What a fire interception that was. But yeah, just sometimes like you just forget certain things happen in these games. And then like you see it in these highlight reels and you react to it all over again. It's crazy, dog.
Jesus.
Oh, Jalen Myrick, corner.
Bro, I put on the socials earlier this week about just asking people to name random Jaguars. And that's just what this feels like watching this game. It's just a reminder of all the guys you just forget about. It's like,
it's been like this every week for the last 19 fighting victories every week. And then you're like, oh, shit.
Bro, Cody Davis.
Cody Davis is here.
Cody Davis. Ugh. Oh my God, bro. But yeah, it's cool. Sometimes it's like, bro, look who we had on the team. Like, oh my God.
Boom.
Let's go. Jalen.
Cracking shit out there, man.
Hall of Fame cornerback Jalen Ramsey.
Best quarterback everywhere.
One unit now, one unit. Stay together the whole time, boys. Stay together. Stay together the whole game, baby. Under center this time is Blake. To give to Leonard.
Who's that? Brandon Leonard.
I was just about to say, is that Brandon Linder?
I think that's Brandon Leonard at center. 75.
Blake takes. Gives it to Yeldon running right up the middle of the field.
TJ Yeldon. Touchdown.
That's 65.
Yeah.
You said 75. I was thrown off for a second.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant 65. My bad. I thought I said 65.
It's hard not to just laugh at all the names you see, bro.
Is that Patrick Omame? Was that his name? No, that was crazy. AB. That was AB.
He might be a wild boy, but
he had another one. He had another one like that.
He had opposite. AB.
Telvin out of there.
Telvin. Point back at him. Point at him, Telvin.
You can halfway part of the MVP of this season of all of these random games.
What a big time.
Every time we post him, his ass, he in that, if he plays in.
Aaron Colvin. Who was that? Sergio? Was that Sergio Brown? Barry Church.
So crazy. Telvin Smith and Miles Jack both ran 4.5 40s, man.
Oh, here it is. No.
That's Martavis Bryant. Yeah.
Beat Sean Gibson.
And they will leading the Steelers 28-14.
Guys, let me say one thing.
I wonder how this game's going to end.
Tony.
We've been sitting here and I'd have said we have a 14-point lead going into halftime, you'd have said
Tyler Shadley, Josh Wells, Marquise Lee.
Wells. Josh Wells, I don't think he ever played for the Jaguars, though. Did he?
Yeah, he was just walking in the.
No, played.
Yeah. He was a swing tackle, backup guard. I think he played center a couple times.
Oh no. I'm thinking about the second stint that he came back to Jacksonville. That's what it was. In 2023, he came back.
That's the one. No, that's Bell. That's Le'Veon Bell in the right corner.
Nice. Yeah, the second stint when he came back to Jacksonville, he went on IR. He never played the second go round. AJ Boye.
They tried to throw in a play fake, and what a job by AJ to knock it away. Jacksonville takes over in its own 39-yard line.
Marcel Darius, I think. That was 99.
Looking, fires deep, got Keelan Cole down there in the middle of the field.
Keelan Cole, boy, he was like Showtime.
He was until after the Patriots game in the 2018 that he couldn't catch anything. He did like a one-handed Odell catch.
He just had those flashy plays, man. Those splash plays.
Tommy Bohannon.
I didn't even heard of that boy until I watched it. Until he caught that damn go ball with the sideline at the he had a scrimmage under the light. And he caught stupid ball.
Yeah.
And then he caught a touchdown in the first preseason game. His rookie year, I'm like, okay, this kid, man, where's Kentucky? Why do they have to?
I almost forgot about Marquise Lee.
Oh my God!
Yeah, he got a couple.
Oh my God! Yeah. Brandon Linder. Oh, Jeremy Parnell. Did you see that? Let's go, TJ.
TJ Yeldon.
Bro, I wanted him to be good so bad.
Yeah.
Watching him at Alabama.
TJ Yeldon. Slow Travis Etienne.
Tommy Bohannon.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Never a bad time when you give the fullback the ball.
The mayor.
The real one.
Yes. Barry Church.
Shotgun. He drops the throw. Looking. Pump fake. Now looks like he wants to run it. He is going to run. Now he throws it backwards. A lateral to Le'Veon Bell. And Bell is going to get it into the end zone.
That's crazy. That was a crazy play.
Big Ben.
Yes. Oh, he touched it.
It hits the Steeler player, and the Jags pop on it at the 40-yard line of Pittsburgh.
Lambeau.
Puts it down. Lambeau kicks it up. The kick is good. Good.
Do the doors. Lambeau doors.
And Jacksonville is extending. 35 with a minute 45 to
Oh my God.
Has Josh Lambeau been? Nobody thought Jacksonville could win this game.
God, who was the punter? Who was holding that? Was that Brian Anger?
Didn't they?
I gotta remember it's 2017, right? No, not 7.
Yeah, this is 2017.
It's 17. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like Brian Anger.
Jeremy Parnell.
Yeah, bro. And we ain't gonna play to the Super Bowl, so this ends our the first Shad Khan Era victory season.
Bruh, it's wild. Like we ran it. We only have three like seasons where we have winning records in certain weeks. The Jacksonville Jaguars. And one of them, I bet you won't even believe it, but one of them is week 1. In the Shad Khan Era, we have a winning record. When he told me that, I was like, you're bullshitting. That's a lie. But we were 16-15 in week 1 matchups.
Wow.
since Shad Khan has taken over the team. So it's like what was it like week 1, week 5, and week 16 or 14?
I'm about to say the last, it's either the second to last game or the last game. Got a winning record. It's like shit that don't mean nothing, but like you said, but hurt us. It don't help us to win those games when we do it. So,
yeah, man. Travis, brother, it was fun. Always a blast having you on, dog.
Appreciate y'all having me, bro.
Time. Yes, anytime, bro. We gotta get you the universal invite. That because it changes every time we send one out. It changes, so we got to get you the universal one so you can just hop backstage anytime and come join us, dog.
All right.
Really appreciate having you, brother. Man, if you got anything to plug, anything going on that you want the people to know about, please tell them.
I mean,
what you got?
You guys already know. I mean, if there's an article written on bigcatcountry.com, I don't care if you can't read, click the link. Like, support local journalism. That's what I'm always about. And as far as the podcast side, the Duval Dive. Come on. I don't care if you're doing it on the audio side or on YouTube. I'm just here to give you guys the content however you need it. And if there's an app that you feel like we need to be on, let me know, because we do respond to the comments. We do respond to folks letting us know however they want to see it. So I'm here to be flexible, but I appreciate you guys having me on as always. And Kyle says what's up, says he misses you guys, and he'll be on whenever he can make parenting.
And you have a merch shop, right?
Oh, and we have the merch shop. Yes, if you go to the Duval Dive, it's on any of our episode descriptions or shorts. It's linked there. We got merchandise, about 20 different items between hats, shirts, hoodies, you name it. And if there's something, again, we take requests. If you think there's something that might be dope or might be funny, I'm here for it, whether it's Jaguars related or just general football related, like our run the damn ball hat. So we here for all of it. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Jay, you got anything else?
Hey man, see y'all next week. Hopefully, and we got. This is the dreaded 6-week period between OTAs and training camp.
Dreaded.
That anything can happen. And this is where Dante Fowler was refereeing his baby mama's fighting. This is where he pushed the old man down for groceries. This is where Denard Robinson drove his car into the retention pond. Like, I just want the guys to be responsible, be accountable, and be Jaguars, and come back to training camp with all of everything that you left with. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, don't be Terry Arnold out here. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. But
it's the dead zone, though.
Yeah. It is.
But it ain't dead for us. We got content on content, bro.
Yes, sir.
I'm like regular sports right now is just going crazy. The damn girl from Toronto just dropped 53 points. So I got to go back and watch that. Mabry, she just went insane. Just finished up. She just went insane. NBA is going crazy. I think my Celtics are going to trade Jaylen Brown, and I think we deserve to get whoever. Let's get Kawhi Leonard or something, man. I don't care. But yeah, sports is going crazy right now. World Cup is going crazy.
Yeah.
Everything is sports is on fire right now. So everybody, enjoy y'all sports, man. That's all I got.
Sir. And we enjoyed having all y'all joining us tonight. And that's your host, Agent J. Shout out to our special guest, Travis D. Holmes. And thanks for rocking with your boy, J to the I to the O. And we are out of here.